First and foremost, happy Easter Sunday and happy 420 for the broskies. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as all the latest and breaking news you guys need to know in the headlines. We'll also be discussing a Bitcoin up 33% since the 2024 April halving, literally a year ago, as the institutional adoption disrupts this cycle. Let me turn my volume down on my mobile. Peter Schiff says Bitcoin is a fraud. Oh, no. He says Strategy B, Michael Saylor's company, will probably go bankrupt. And we'll also be entertaining this, as well as the UK firm purchased $250 million worth of Bitcoin as analysts eye quiet this Easter weekend. BTFD, baby. Also, Charles Schwab CEO, I spot Bitcoin trading by April 2026. This is pretty massive considering the thousands of clients, they have access to. Will also be, or millions, I should say. Also, can BitBonds really work for the United States? Well, VanEck's proposal for the U.S. to buy Bitcoin and refinance debt using $2 trillion to acquire up to 2.22 million BTC. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more on Easter Sunday. And let's kick off the show with a nice gong strike for Christ, who has risen for us. So this gong strikes for Jesus Christ. And welcome everyone to the live stream. What it do? Happy Sunday, fam-a-lam. Shout out everyone in the live chat. We got James, we got Ricky, we got Chris, we got Oracle. Appreciate all the Easter wishes. Zappowitz, what an awesome name. Bitcoin at 200,000, Zappowitz it away, broskies. I'm at home watching the 420 event. Happy 420, homie. Good to have you here with us. Yeah, let's blow up the stream. It is a holiday. I'm here for you guys. I'm going to be covering everything. We even have a review of all the Easter prices dating back from 2012, the year of the first halving. $5. $5. We've come a long ways, broskies. But I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream at the top of the profile. You know what to do. And let me hit you with that theme music. Shout out Chandy 10.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life. But Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Cheers, fam. Happy Easter. Very special day here. Hopefully you guys are having a good holiday. Hopefully your entire weekend has been fantastic. And of course, happy 420. It's literally April 20th. Here today, and it'll be 4:20 p.m. in 13 minutes. Watch from Cornwall, England. Fairground in the building. Larry says we've been stuck at 84 for 9. I know. Something's got to give here. Will we have a breakout to the upside or to the downside next? Let me know your thoughts. Shout out Bring Facts. I appreciate the Peter Schiff memes. They never get old, and that's actually one of our topics of conversation today, entertaining Peter Schiff being shifty as we do. Shout out to our Oracle, the one and only. Make sure everyone is following our moderators. That includes OG Bring Facts, JC Ice, Chandy 10, DNA Noonan, and the rest of the fam. We appreciate all the support. So yeah, welcome everybody. Let me know how your Easter is thus far. The homie has risen, exactly, and Jesus has risen. And our consciousness is rising today with the smooth sounds of my voice and the strike of each and every gong. We'll try to give you some extra gong strikes for today's holiday. Shout out Mark. Welcome to the stream. And again, the rest of the fam. We are streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube, and it is a try stream. Shout out to the crypto dude. Appreciate all the Easter wishes. Shout out Shortcoin. That's right. Church is in session. It is a Sunday, and I will be preaching the holy gospel of Satoshi for the next couple of hours. And yeah, keep the comments flowing. It's live and interactive as always. It ain't much, but it's honest work. I love it. Continue trolling Peter at all costs. Thank you guys. Just reposting everything right now from the BTC News Alerts account. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, fam. Come watch the #1 Bitcoin pod. Thanks again, JC. And Fax, you've been reposted again. Shout out Papo Sazon. You've been reposted, brother. It looks like we got everyone. And shout out to this mamacita. She figured out how to smoke a pupusa, El Salvador style. So I had to put Happy 420 El Salvador style. And that one's dedicated for you, Fax. Step up your game if you've never had a pupusa. I had my first pupusas in Bitcoin country back in January. Fantastic, by the way. Great food. Very filling and very inexpensive. I treated a good friend, and it only cost $10 for the pupusa dinner. And it was amazing. And I paid using the Lightning Network by zapping the sats. And there was a 2-cent transaction fee. And I also learned if you use Shivo to Shivo, there's no transaction fee because the government takes care of whatever the fees are. So you can actually use the Lightning Network with no fees. And if you didn't know, now you know. But yeah, happy 420 to the broskies. Let's go. Yeah, man. Honest work. JB, that is the best. Shout out Tammy Hatcher. Good to have you here with us celebrating Easter and another fantastic day in the markets. Obviously, nothing has really been moving. We're still floating just shy of 85. Ironic enough. Craziness. Brian says Bitcoin has risen. You damn straight, brother. And it will continue to rise each and every year since the inception of the Genesis block through intelligent infinity. But again, cheers, fam. Welcome everyone to the stream and happy Easter Sunday. Let's get it.
Oh, bring me up, bitty glow. Prize discovery, yeah, let it show. Bang, 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 like a B-52, we built a bitty.
Stacked revolutionary love shack. I'm stacking sats like it's Max and Stacy.
I'm stacking sats because tax is crazy. Another gong strike for everyone here as we raise our consciousness, tapping into the Christ consciousness, which is within each and every one of us, of course. And we want to thank God and Jesus for providing us with perfect money we know as Bitcoin. This gong strike is for Jesus. Let's go. Yeah, man. Exciting times. It's just cool looking at the date on the computer and seeing the 420. Yeah, I mean, hit the likes for JV. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it, brother. But anyways, I guess without further ado, let's kick this mofo off. I'm just going to go ahead and open my YouTube app so I can monitor comments on my phone. We should be good to go. All right. So yeah, here's what we're going to do. If you're new to the channel, it's very important. Smash the likes. It's free to subscribe as well. Then ring the bell, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, including Easter Sundays, just like this. Today is pod episode number 1968. I'm your host, JV. It is Easter Sunday. It also happens to be 420. So happy 420, of course, for the broskies. Let's kick it off today with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You should be able to see Coin 360 pulling up right here. There we have it. Bitcoin, obviously, still just shy of 85,000, has been boring sideways trading action all weekend, unfortunately. Something's got to give, though. Will we reclaim 90 here this week, or will we retest 80? What are your honest thoughts? Please let me know. We also have Ether down 1.5%, trading back in the 15 to 16 hundo range. XRP, one of the few actually in the green today as far as the top cryptos are concerned. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at 2.68 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap, 1.68 trillion. Ironically enough, the entire crypto space is only 1 trillion, larger than Bitcoin itself, as Bitcoin dominance continues its pole position. 47 billion worth of volume past 24 hours. Dominance at 62.8 for the Biddy. Ether dominance all the way down to 7.2%. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We have the Tau up 13%, followed by the infamous Fart Coin up 9%, followed by FED up 8%. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull hollow? And checking out the crypto bubbles. We get a visual perspective on the day. Safe to say, bulk of the market in the green overall, but the top coins happen to be the ones correcting. I'd say maybe today 60-40, green over red. Zooming out for the weekly perspective, I would dare say 60-40, green over red. And zooming out on the monthly, I'd say probably 80-20, red over green, Rex City. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're rising like Christ. Today we're at 37 in fear. Yesterday at 32, last week at 45, last month 31 in fear. And checking out the time chain calendar, we can currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,178 sats, so you know what to do with that. We're currently on block height 893,254, and we have 156,746 blocks until the next halving, which is all the way in 2028. And if you don't know, now you know. And again, welcome everyone to the live stream. Happy Easter and happy 420. Smash those likes. I appreciate it. JV found his hat. That's right. I found it. I got it back. The Nippinator buried it in the backyard. I'm grateful it's still white. I'm lucky. So Nippinator, stop burying my hats. Stick to burying your bones. Happy Easter and 420, Bitty fam. Shout out E-Generate. Cheers, brother. Paper money eventually returns to its original intrinsic value, Voltaire. That's right, Streamlabs. It always does. Nips is in the bed today. That's right. Living his best life on Easter here. The Nippinator has risen, just like Christ. So, Max Geyser responded to my headline today. You know, my headline, USA could acquire 2.22 million Bitcoin by issuing $2 trillion worth of BitBonds. He responded, they should, but they fear killing the US dollar. And USD stablecoins provide a false sense of comfort and remove urgency. Stablecoins are a gateway drug to fiat addiction. Spot on, Max. I'm going to go ahead and repost that and greatly appreciate you responding directly to the live show. And shout out Max for all the reposts and all the support over the years. I greatly appreciate this, man. And shout out Stacy Herbert as well. They're my favorite Bitcoin power couple on the entire planet. And happy 420, happy Easter, and welcome. JV has risen. That's right. I rose from the bed this morning at around 9 a.m. Nothing too early, not too late. The perfect time. I woke up naturally, no alarm clock whatsoever. Shout out Watts Minor. Cheers, brother. Shout out Fairground, keeping it fair. Appreciate you reposting, everyone. Panda put Jesus has risen, and so has Bitcoin. Come hang this blessed day. Cheers, brother. I appreciate that. Jump in with JV and the Nippinator, the home of the biddy. Home of the biddy, no diddy. You're not going to find no Diddy here. None of that Sam Bankman-Fried or Caroline Ellison Grippy from Mississippi around yonder. I'm just saying. Let them buy the stables while we buy the biddy. Yeah, let them buy the so-called stable coins. So their wealth can be locked in at $1 while our wealth continues to go up forever, Laura. No comparison.
Stacking sats cause tax is crazy. I'm stacking sats cause the IMF hates me. Stacking sats cause the haters don't faze me.
No Diddy, no Jay-Z. Stacking the biddy like it's Nipsey and JV.
Stacking the biddy like it's paper and Chandy. Stacking BTC like caffeine in my canteen. Life is a game of chess that makes biddies the damn queen. Stacking BTC till they cancel me and I can't stream. Like Biggie, it was all a dream. Now the biddy has set me free.
Speaking of Biggie, what was Biggie's downfall? Can you guys let me know in the comments? I think it's obvious, but some of you guys may not know. I'm reposting everyone from the BTC News Alerts account. Keep the comments coming, fam. This is how we hack the algorithm, orange pill the masses. Let's go. Thanks again, Brian, Shortcoin, JC, and the rest of the family. Much appreciated. And 3 minutes till 4:20 p.m. here, Eastern and Puerto Rico time. Man, what's going on this Easter Sunday? Are there Easter Bunny attacks around the world? I've never seen the Easter Bunny go so ham. Good Lord. It's like we've turned Easter into WrestleMania. This is wild. Happy 420, Captain Milo. Just reposted your broski. Respect. Can we get the Easter pump? I'm bringing in the Easter pump. We're going to play Chandy Jams, and that always ushers in a pump. It's a given. We may have to summon the Bitcoin Rooster Dragon. If we have to, we have to. I mean, exactly, Brent. You nailed it. Of course, Diddy was Biggie's downfall because Diddy more than likely, allegedly, had him set up and killed. And they also allegedly say he was responsible for Pac's murder. And knowing what we know now, I would not be surprised, right? So, unfortunately, his handler destroyed him physically there, unalived him, in my humble opinion, and just based on me following hip-hop culture since I was a little man. Yeah, I mean, and it's sad. I was a big Biggie fan. I think everyone in hip hop was. Hence, he's considered the king of hip hop. But unfortunately, the king, his demise came prematurely, like all the greats, I dare say. Yep, Diddy did it. I mean, what didn't Diddy do? I mean, Diddy's responsible for everything. We need a gong for the bong at the 420. Cool. We have less than a minute until we're 420. We will definitely get a big gong hit so the broskies can take a big bong rip and we can celebrate the Christ consciousness today. Christ has risen. The lefties are going to lose their minds. The Congress just put a bill to define birthright citizenship. Oh, no. Sorry, lefties. It is what it is. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. What are you going to do?
Going, let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Auto house strong, yeah, we built it this way.
Know when to hold 'em? Yeah, we're holding, never folding.
I've always been a rapper.
Honky cracker, but now I'm a pastor. Bitcoin stacker. Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hitting them up faster than the Bitcoin panda. Yeah, man. Exciting times. Tupac and Faith Evans, yeah. They always use girls. That's men's weaknesses, unfortunately. That was his alleged wife at the time. Probably played a part in it, but I don't know. I'm saying allegedly because I don't know any of this stuff. The lefties are going to lose their minds. Let them lose their minds. The audio is gone. What do you mean? Try refreshing. Is that for anyone else? Audio's fine. Yeah, audio's good. And happy 420. It's 420 precisely. So this gong strike is for each and every one of you. Happy Easter and happy 420. Baby. 420, proof of work right there, baby. Nice little celebration here today. But yeah, audio's good, broskies. If something's not working proper, it's usually an outlier. It just means you need to refresh your screen. We are live on X Rumble and YouTube, and I will be streaming for the next couple of hours, biddy broskies. Stupid question, why haven't they done this yet? Feels like the government could just take Sailor's playbook and go 100 times bigger. Good point. Good point. And thank you guys again. Looks like already 1,000 people on the stream. Fantastic. Fantastical, as I would say. All right. But anyways, let's continue with the news. We do got a lot to share here today. And we do get a weekly candle close, which will be during the live stream. So stick around, smash the likes, repost the stream. Let the biddy broskies know we're taking over the world like a young pinky in the brain. 420 whiskey tasting time. Happy whiskey tasting there, brother. But anyways, I agree. One parent needs to be a USA citizen in order for another baby to be in the USA. No more, pretty much. But anyways, here we go. Next story of the day, a little astrology for the broskies. Let's break her down. Bitcoin tapped 3-day lows into the 420 weekly closes. Analysis warned of a fresh liquidity grab next. And here you're looking at a 1-hour chart, and shortly I'll pull up the live charts for the briskies. So yeah, trading view showed Bitcoin dropping 1.5% below 84 on the day before the rebound. Still broadly less volatile over the weekend. Bitcoin sought to stem the week's downside as doubts appeared over the strength of the nearby support. Investigating the current liquidity setup across the exchange order book, popular analyst Mark McCullen was skeptical of 83, quoting him here. Bitcoin 90,000 liquidity, still calling, but I think the 83 level isn't safe. Those lows from last Sunday and Wednesday are likely to get run fast. Then we wait for the reaction and bullish structure to build back inside of the range low. Cullen and others nonetheless saw a short-term biddy price range between 83 and 86, staying in place over the Easter holiday weekend, and lo and behold, precisely where we're at, just shy of 85 at the time of the live stream, quoting Alpha BTC. Bitcoin range bound. The long Easter weekend is likely to see Bitcoin play out a range between the 83 to 86, with it already sweeping the highs of the range late last week. In my opinion, we are going to see liquidity sought from the lows before a continuation higher. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. And meanwhile, Dan Crypto Trade says generally these moves are not one you want to be fading when it occurs. 83 to 86 is the range to watch in the short term. And also, let's not forget the CME Group's Bitcoin futures, inviting a creation of a gap that could provide the short-term price magnet, as oftentimes those gaps do get filled. And also, we have Rec Capital, who points out Bitcoin hasn't just broken the downtrend and successfully retested it as support for the first time since the downtrend formation, but Bitcoin has also been able to sustainably maintain above the downtrend for a period of several consecutive days now. And he makes a good point. And before I pull up some of the live charts, I wanted to point out Kiyosaki tweeted 5 hours ago, Bitcoin at 84 G's today. Strongly believe the biddy will reach 180 and 200,000 this year. What do you think? I chimed in with my personal prediction, 222,000 bear scenario, 420 base case for the broskies. Happy 420. And 1.1 million bull scenario. Full send that mofo. Let me know if you agree to disagree with JV or Mr. Kiyosaki. And now here's one of my favorite visualizers. Check this out. Between 2012 and 2024, housing prices declined 99.99% for people smart enough to use Bitcoin as money. Literally, the average house in 2012 was over 50,000 Bitcoin. One halving later, 2016, 697 Bitcoin. 4 years later, again, one halving, 2020, 46 Bitcoin. Now, as of last year, 2024, 5 Bitcoin. So what was once 50,000 Bitcoin, you can now purchase for 5 Bitcoin just from hodling. And it just goes to show you the purchasing power of the dollar is mathematically guaranteed to decrease your purchasing power, whereas the Bitcoin has the polar opposite effect. It's a mathematical certainty to increase your purchasing power, and what better example than in real estate? So yeah. And also Michael Saylor just posted another orange dot for the Saylor tracker. Every time he has done this, he announces a massive purchase the following day. So I'm anticipating on the 21st, Blackjack, baby, 21st of the month, he's going to make another announcement of acquiring more Bitcoin. So shout out to the Giga Chad. And here's some recent tweets from Max, which I want to read to you. Shout out Mr. Kaiser. Imagine if JFK, if he had Bitcoin to do battle with the CIA and central banks, and what you get is President Bukele today. El Salvador is the new Camelot. That's what's up. The Citadel isn't just a city. This is Bitcoin Camelot, just as pretty. And also the Bitcoin price on Easter dating back from 2012 was $5. 2013, $93. 2014, $500. 2015, $255. 2016, $418. 2017, $1,195. 2018, $6,850. 2019, $5,000. 325. 2020, $7,050. 2021, $58,000. 2022, $40,000. 2023, $28,500. 2024, $70,000. And this year on Easter, we have the highest Easter price we have ever had at $84,500. And if you don't know, now you know. Biddy brosies and biddy baddies. 87 tonight. Send it, Brian. I also promised to pull up the charts, so let me pull up some of these charts via TradingView via Coinbase, and then we'll read some comments and continue with the news. Here you're looking at a 1 hour chart live and in the flesh, live action Jackson. 2 bull scenarios on the screen, one in the Biddy orange sitting just above 88.1, and one in the forest green sitting at around 88 G's. And zooming out, we take a look at the 4 hour chart and work our way backwards. We do have a rising wedge, 2 bear scenarios, one floating at around 82.5. And zooming out a little further from there, we take a look at the daily. And as you can see, we've been trading sideways literally for the past week, but nonetheless, we do have a bull scenario, which will take us back to price discovery. Discovery is currently sitting at 109.3, which was achieved January 20th, inauguration day. We have yet to re-enter price discovery, but if we hit this target on the daily chart, we'll be right back there, just shy of 112,000. Bear scenario also in play, just shy of 69,000. Let me know if you think the bottom is in when we hit 74 last week, or do you think we'll likely test lower? And then there's a super bear scenario at 49,000, which ain't happening, Captain, but I digress. And zooming out a little further from there, we take a look at the weekly, and again, in about an hour or so, we get the weekly close. The silver lining here is last week, we finally had a green weekly candle close, because the 2 weeks prior to that were red, and thus far we're forming a green candle, and again we close in roughly an hour, so most likely it's going to be back-to-back green candles after back-to-back red candles. And zooming out a little, also I can't forget, we also have the target on your screen sitting at 124,000, which is a cup and handle formation sensation. And zooming out from there, we just take a quick look at a monthly, and the monthly chart, as you can see, thus far for the month of April, we're forming a green candle, which is a good sign, but it's still early. Got another 11 days to go. So there you have it. Let me know if you're currently bullish or bearish on the king of the biddies, the king biddy, the king crypto. Let's go. Dude, GME tomorrow. I love Max and Stacy. They helped so much for El Salvador. Amen to that, Tammy. That's a fact. Stuck in a fire station watching the best biddy show. Is everything good, Ricky? Is something going on, or are you a firefighter? And is that just what you do for a living? Because that's crazy. 1,600 people on the stream. So again, shout out to everyone joining us. This is a tri-stream live stream. Happy Easter and happy 420. The Easter Bunny's gone crazy. He's attacking people apparently. I don't know what to think of this. Nippinator's going to have to attack the Easter Bunny if it comes to it. We have to keep our citizens safe on the streets when the Easter Bunny goes mad. You understand? Join us now. JV's a preaching. Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate that. Cheers. And shout out the rest of the family again. Much appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and repost everyone from the BTC News Alerts account. We'll continue. I have a cat named Mushmelon. That's awesome. His coat looks like a toasted marshmallow. Sick. 84.85. Kind of been stuck. Yeah, just a little bit.
Honky cracker, but now I'm a pastor, Bitcoin stacker. Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hit 'em up faster than the Bitcoin panda. You can't touch me with your shitcoin flow.
Like, do you even Bitcoin, bro?
Let me know. Welcome to the Bitcoin show. Now listen up closely, low-key, stacking BTC like Satoshis. In El Salvador with my Bitcoin broskies, raising up the biddy like Gohan. Living in a hodl house, we're not the pawns.
Going, let's video play. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Hodl house strong, yeah, we built it this way.
Know when to hold 'em? Yeah, we're holding, never folding. I am a London firefighter. Respect, brother. Just making sure you didn't have any emergency there with your family. 24 years and counting. God bless you. Having the data you have via the current viewers is likely reactive dipometer to tell when we are at highs. With lots of viewers, I am high. Right on, Matt. Told you an attack was coming. The bunny did it. Sideways shakeout again. The usual shut out dynamite. Dynamite. You're right. Shortcoin feels like we have been stuck in the 80s for ages. 80s is the new 60s, apparently. I can't wait until we're stuck at $1 million per coin. I really genuinely don't mind being stuck at $1 million. So can we send it already? 87 tonight. I hope you're right. Brian Reed. We may make that happen as we're continuing to pump north right now. We just recaptured 85, and we're probably most likely going to flip into the green and have a nice, strong weekly close, especially above 85. And again, we're only about an hour away, so it's looking good. Yeah, I mean, again, welcome everyone joining us. Already 1,700 people on the stream. I love it. Happy Easter, CNA fam. Shout out Jeff Curry. Thank you for your support. Much appreciated. But let's continue with the news because we do have a lot to share with you guys. So next story of the day, we'll discuss the particular halving cycle we're in right now. This headline caught my attention. Bitcoin up 33% since the 2024 halving. So keep that in mind. 12 months ago from today, Bitcoin is up 33%, even though we're practically down 33% from the all-time high. Let's not get her twisted. Bitcoin hodlers are celebrating 1 year since the 2024 Bitcoin halving. So happy halving as well as 420 in Easter and Christ rising. By praising the Bitcoin resilience amid the global trade war, suggesting an accelerated market cycle due to the growing institutional presence, the 2024 Bitcoin halving reduced the block rewards from 6.25 Bitcoin to 3.125 BTC, slashing the new Bitcoin issuance in half, like a samurai. Despite rising concerns over the global trade war and escalating the tariff tensions between the U.S. and China, Bitcoin has climbed more than 33% since April of 2024, as the data shows right here. So, even though Bitcoin is showing resilience, I think the mix of past experiences, economic uncertainty, and this selling pressure is keeping the investors on the sidelines, waiting for a stronger green light before they jump, come on, jump, according to Emmanuel Cardozo, market analyst. Cardozo added that the institutional investment from firms such as Strategy and Tether could speed up the Biddy's traditional 4-year halving cycle, as he outlines here. For the 2024 halving in May, that puts the bottom at around Q3 of this year and a peak mid-2026. But I think we might see things move it a bit sooner because of the market's more mature now with more liquidity. And I like that he mentions we could peak in 2026 because historically we've always had the cycle peak the year after the halving. But if things are changed now due to the institutional adoption and nation state adoption and all that kind of stuff, we could potentially continuously go up year after year and cycle peak later than anticipated. So I wanted to throw that out there. However, the Bitcoin trajectory remains tied to the broader monetary policy, he says. The U.S. Federal Reserve rate cut in May or June may pump it up, more money into the system and push the Biddy up faster. The halving is a built-in feature for the Biddy network that assures the Bitcoin scarcity, which is considered one of Bitcoin's defining monetary characteristics. That's right. Institutional adoption for the Biddies via the ETFs may be contributing to the shorter market cycle, according to Vugar, chief operating officer at Biget. Continued institutional buying, including the Biddy ETFs, paired with the Bitcoin rising scarcity, may accelerate Bitcoin's rise to new highs. Quoting him here, with growing scarcity triggered by the halving, Bitcoin will likely reset its all-time high if it breaches the 90,000 mark in the coming weeks. Let me know if you agree with that. And while the halving offers a good basis for the growth based on demand and scarcity, the timeline for impact on price can vary over time. He noted that Bitcoin growth remains closely tied to traditional financial markets and investor sentiment. Bitcoin reached a new all-time high, as you know, on Inauguration Day for the Trumpster. We achieved 109.3, which was 273 days after the 2024 Bitcoin halving, signaling an accelerated market cycle. And in comparison, it took Bitcoin 546 days to reach the all-time high after the 2021 halving, and 518 days after the 27 halving. And just for context to correct that, the halving was actually in 2020 and in 2016, and they're just, for some reason, quoting the year after the halving, but I digress. Let me know your thoughts, family, regarding the halving cycles. Do you think the 4-year cyclical cycle remains intact, or do you think we continue on a bullish trajectory forever, Laura? Either way, let me know, and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome, everyone, again, joining the live stream, and happy Easter, and happy 420 with the broskies. JB, I cannot wait until 1 million. It's a great place to be stuck. If you're going to be stuck like Chuck, I want to be stuck at a milli. 10x that mofo. Game time. Full send it. They have been shipping the meat from the overseas and slapping in made in the USA label. Can't believe the labels. Don't believe the labels. Don't read the labels. Forget the labels. Verify everything, trust nobody, especially the labels.
Yeah, we're holding, never folding.
Bitcoin's dripping like a new Scottie Pippen 80 G's. We're royalty, Biddy kings and queens, manifesting the kingdom that's finally come, playing chess moves. Checkmate, we won.
We're raising the roof in El Salvador. Freedom flows, IMF can't hold us no more.
Stacking BTC like Tate versus the BBC.
Stacking the Biddy like BTC OGs. Baby. It's going up forever, JV. Precisely. Hit the likes, legends. And if you don't hit the like, what's the consequence? Can someone give me a consequence? This is what comes to my mind. If you're not liking these streams for whatever reason and not subscribed to the YouTube channel,
they not like us. They not like us.
And in fact, the majority of you watching are not like us, so I just don't understand it. So if you want to be like us, smash the like, repost the stream, and subscribe. It's free. I mean, come on now. I think it's mathematical. The 4-year cycle will remain, and after 2025, there'll be a sell-off in the 2026 to make a new all-time high in 2028. Thank you for the insights, Chris, FTX Trader. Stuck like Chuck. Very clever, Trevor. There you have it. Crypto Soul. 2,000 people on the stream. Again, shout out to Max Kaiser. Anytime he comments or reposts a stream, we always get an unusually high amount of people watching us. So I greatly appreciate you, Max. Cheers. Let's go. We're glad to get out of the 80s, JB. You still got to go through the vinyl. Bringing back the vinyls and the turntables. Ever, JV. BTC. No liking, get the hiking. I like that one. If there's no liking, just get the hiking. If you ain't black, hit the road, Jack. Wait a minute. That might be racist. JV, F 'em up. Precisely. Let me do my stuff. Why are you trolling like a... Ain't you tired? The VP in the room today, and there are protesters screaming at him outside of his home in Ohio. You talking about, you said the VP, are you talking the vice president? Is that JD Vance? These people have no brain cells, or maybe they're brain dead. Do you think there will be cycles after the 2032 halving? It's actually a real legitimate question. I honestly don't know. I wish I had like a concrete answer. I don't really know. regarding the halving cycles, projected a few halvings from now. Right now, we're 2025. Next halving's 2028. So we're 2 halvings away from 2032. So it'll be very interesting to see how Bitcoin does this particular halving we're in, as well as the following halving, before we could really project the 2032 halving. But nonetheless, your guess is as good as mine, broskies.
They not like us.
They're not like us. We not like them. That's a fact, Jack.
Stacking the biddy like BTC OGs. Stacking BTC on Lightning with no fees. Stacking BTC like Snoop Dogg rolls weed. Stacking BTC like Scarface with a nosebleed. Stacking BTC like Shinobi, nobody knows me. Stacking BTC like everyone owes me. Stacking BTC like Max and John McAfee. Stacking BTC accumulating stats so rapidly, so happily. Stacking BTC so casually, no casualties of galaxies around Earth fallacies. Stacking BTC on a flat Earth with no gravity. Stacking BTC cause Bitcoin is your majesty.
Let's biddy up, babe.
Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Hollow house strong, yeah, we built it this way.
Know when to hold them? Yeah, we holding, never folding. Anyways, I think I got everyone reposted. All right, we're good to go. Shit. Cycles are gone, bruh. Yes, JV. JD and his family are in Rome today, and the protests are outside of his home in Ohio. Yeah, I'll just never understand some of these protesters. I mean, and again, every time I check, the Easter Bunny is back on attack, so be careful. I mean, I know some of you don't believe in the Easter Bunny, but for those who do, apparently he's on attack right now, and that's why I have Nippinator holding down the fort, just in case he attacks the bunnies, so we should be good. JV is safe, Mark's safe from Easter, but yeah, man, I think there has to be a halving as that's part of the bloop. Yeah, it's always programmed a halving. So there'll always be a halving approximately every 4 years. It's based upon block, and we all know approximately every 10 minutes we get a new block. I just meant the fact that will we continuously always hit the cycle peak the year after the halving? Always year of the halving, new all-time high, and then proceeding the halving, cycle peak for the 4-year cycle. So the 4-year halvings will always continue. But when I say, will the cycle, the cyclical nature of the cycle, that's the question. Will that continue? Will we continuously have to wait after 2 years of winter in the cycle before we have the new all-time high via a halving, and then followed by the cycle peak the following year? That's my question for the broskies. Yes, there has to be a halving, but the cycle may have broke for the extreme volatility of the cycles. Good point. And as the market cap grows, I think the less volatility we shall see. Right now, there's just north of 1.6 trillion for the biddy market cap, and crypto market cap, as I shared earlier, just above 2.6 trillion. You know what I mean? But anyways, next story of the day, family. Let's break this story down. Just for the lack of not having a lot of good headlines, Peter Schiff caught my attention. We usually don't give him attention because he's a baby, pretty much always crying for it. But we'll entertain Peter Shifty here on Easter Sunday. He says Bitcoin is a fraud, and that Strategy B, Michael Saylor's company, will probably go bankrupt. So here's the latest from the Schiffmeister. The start of the program, Schiff said Bitcoin promoters sold it as a kind of digital gold, but it hasn't performed like the precious metal at all. Marketing was a fraud, according to Shifty. Now, he also says the idea that his digital gold has been destroyed because it trades nothing like gold. It's just some kind of risk asset. But Bitcoin promoters did not say it would perform as an investment like with ROIs like gold. They said it is similar in its economic properties to the metal because of its limited supply and difficulty and cost of securing it. While it is true that the biddy price lately has not traded like gold, that's because over timescales very relevant to individual investors, it has performed fantastically better than the yellow metal. And interesting. And as you know, gold recently hit an all-time high of $3,310 per troy ounce. So he's trying to flex on us here. Some fraud that would have to explain to a judge. He says, sorry, we told the litigant that the product was like an instrument that delivered 230% ROI in 16 years since 2009 and only delivered 2.8 billion% since 2010. And on the podcast, Schiffmeister asks, what purpose does Bitcoin serve? We got plenty of risk assets out there. It is a super risk asset that is going to go up faster than the other risk assets. Based on what? He added at least a tech stock. There's the story there for future earnings that could materialize. You're buying a business that could earn money. Bitcoin provides a banking service, which is traditionally a very profitable, high growth business because everyone needs it every day in a market economy. Moreover, Bitcoin does so in a way that is simple and fundamentally useful. It is proven to work reliably, fairly transparent, and easily for anyone to use. But there you have it. You know, Peter Schiffmeister is going to do what Schiffmeisters do best, which is ultimately FUD, the greatest asset, the apex predator, the pretty little bitty. But there you have it. Let me know your thoughts from Peter Schiffmeister there. To make one Bitcoin from home costs 20% more than to buy off the market. Yeah, because you're probably competing with all these miners, which are producing electricity dirt cheap, and they have all the high-tech, latest technology, you know what I mean, to spend less money mining, and they have a massive facility, so it's very difficult to compete with the top miners, hence why it can cost more money to mine a Bitcoin than it is to just buy it at today's value, unless you really know what you're doing, and you have the right resources and infrastructure, the right energy prices. There's a lot of factors that go into mining Bitcoin, you know what I mean? Did you know you can still buy 1 ounce of gold after 5,000 years? Yes, because there's an infinite supply. I like to break this down. I consider gold relatively scarce, meaning maybe there's not an infinite supply. Yeah, I mean, it's not as common as grains of sand. However, you can always find more gold in the earth because the earth is abundantly rich in the precious metals, just like it is with oil and other commodities and such. So if we can always invest more money into mining gold, is it really that scarce? No. You know what I mean? Whereas Bitcoin, we know it's a mathematical certainty. There can never be more than 21 million in circulation. And you also got to consider there's at least 5-6 million Bitcoin lost, gone, stagnated forever, which make Bitcoin that much more scarce, which ultimately mean there may only ever be 15 million Bitcoin for the entire world of 8 billion humans to get their hands on, including 1,000+ billionaires and tens of thousands of millionaires. There's not even enough Bitcoin for every millionaire on the planet to be a whole coiner. There's not even enough Bitcoin for every millionaire on the planet to become a half a whole coiner. That's how scarce the pretty little bitty is. Right? And what's going to happen when Strategy is up to 2 million Bitcoin? BlackRock has 2 million Bitcoin, and the USA potentially has several million Bitcoin. How difficult will it be to buy Bitcoin at that point? Not that it'll be difficult to buy, but you're going to have to spend millions of dollars per coin. Yeah, I mean, we ain't seen none yet. Gold overpriced, in my opinion, but maybe the dollar's overpriced, so what do I know? In 2036, the block reward will be 0.39 BTC. What are they protesting? You know, some people just like, they have nothing better to do, so let's find something to protest. There are homeless living in tents on top of the city buses in Chicago. You can't make this stuff up anymore. That's just a tragedy. You know what we need to do in America? We need to clean up. Just like they did in El Salvador. El Salvador was once the most dangerous, violent, murder capital of the world. And Bukele locked up all the gang members in MS-13, and now it's considered the safest country in the world. So there's a great example. If you could eradicate violence and murdering in a country that was once the worst, the murder capital, it shows us the blueprint that we have the power to do that here in the United States. We can do that state by state. I say start with Chirac. Chi-town is a very dangerous place to be. Lots of shootings, lots of stabbings and things of this nature. Let's start cleaning up home before we point the finger and judge outside of our country, right? Because there's obviously a model that exists. So why do we allow all these murders? It's almost as if it's by design. And there's the bigger picture, design. You know what I mean? JV and clean too. Exactly. El Salvador is a beautiful place to be. And if you don't know, now you know.
Bitcoin glow, stack it up, let it show. Price discovery, patience, game on, let's go. Biddy up, Roger out. We're changing the world, there's no doubt.
All right, let's continue with the news. Still got a lot to share, and happy Easter. Much love and respect, Mr. Corvette. Glad you're here. There's a video of the tents on top of the city buses. The police try to stop it, but can't. Good Lord. California has gotten so bad with the homeless, probably by design, if I was to guess. Unfortunately, it's sad. It does sadden me. Even when I was a kid living in California, there was a homeless problem. Like when we used to visit Santa Barbara, I'd be like, Mom, why are there so many homeless people? And they all had their own shopping cart. And it was sad. It was like right outside the luxury, malls and stuff where they have the Nordstroms where the people are playing the piano inside. And right outside the building, they're just homeless people. But something I'm like, at least they're in a beautiful city. I mean, if you're going to be homeless, you might as well have waterfront property or something in Santa Barbara. But now, I mean, San Francisco looks like a hellhole. Unfortunately, it's very saddened. California's gotten so bad, man. It's sad. We need the Bukele standard, precisely. Let's eradicate guns and violence, for starters. And if we can do that and people can feel safe, we can transform the world. Let's start there. Simple and plain. It could be done because we have the blueprint. I just sent you a DM, JV. It's craziness. I believe you. And when we do the Q&A later, I'll pull it up and we'll share it. You know what I mean? But anyways, next story of the day. Let's discuss this headline. A UK firm bought $250 million in Bitcoin as analysts eye quiet Easter weekend. That's right. Whales and institutions are increasing their Bitcoin holdings ahead of Easter as market analysts predict a weekend with less volatility after 2 weeks of heightened volatility driven by the escalating global trade tensions. A wallet linked to the London-based investment firm Abrax. Man, how do I pronounce that? Abraxas. Capital, she is Louise. I'm just going to call it AB. 2,949 Bitcoin worth more than $250 million during the 4 days leading up to April 19th. And in the latest transaction, the firm bought over $45 million worth of the Bitcoin from Binance on April 18th, according to Arcam Intel. Now, the investment came days after Mikey Saylor Strategy bought $285 million worth of the Bitcoin at an average price of $82.6 per Bitcoin. The world's largest corporate Bitcoin hodlers signal continued confidence in the Bitcoin amid the global tariff uncertainty. Large Bitcoin investors, which we know as the whales, continue to accumulate, absorbing over 300% of the Bitcoin's yearly issuance on the exchanges, continuing losing coins at the historic prices. And if you don't know, now you know. Despite the continued accumulation from the whales and the institutions, volatility concerns were raised by significant movements from the medium-term Bitcoin cohort, which holds coins for an average of 3 to 6 months. We call them the Dave Portnoy cabbage hands. And over 170,000 of the Bitcoin entered circulation from the medium-term cohort, a development that may signal imminent crypto market volatility. I repeat, imminent. The effect of this metric on the low time frame moves is overstated, as the large on-chain movements of the coins hardly ever affects the weekend price action, since it is not liquid on the markets or the central exchange markets. It is important to note that funding rates remain relatively flat currently. Moreover, the U.S. markets are closed as we have a long weekend for the Easter, so volatility could be suppressed, bearing headlines from the good old White House. We need to reframe that into the Orange House, considering we have an orange president, just saying. Now, Mark Kamazadakak. What a name. Kamazadakak, Chief Operating Officer of the Redstone Oracles, speaking of the Oracles, added the recent movements may be operational transfers, not necessarily signs of imminent selling pressure. I repeat, not signs of the imminent selling pressure. Still, concerns over the weekend volatility have been amped for the past couple of weeks over the Mantra token's price collapsing 90% on Sunday, April 13th from roughly $6.30 to 50 cents per coin, triggering market manipulation allegations and highlighting critical liquidity issues for the industry. And 2 weeks ago, April 6th, Bitcoin fell below 74. And that was the current local bottom, FYI. It was in the 74 range. As investor concerns spread from a record-breaking $5 trillion sell-off from the S&P, its largest ever in stock market history. The correction was caused by the Bitcoin's 24/7 trading availability, which made it the only large liquid asset available for the de-risking on Sunday, according to the Adam Back OG himself, Blockstream founder and extraordinaire. He says on a weekend there's not much volume, so you have to worse risks of rapid sort of flash crashes or the flash dips to get filled in again and again and again and again. And if you don't know, now you know. Welcome, everybody. And next up, we'll be discussing Charles Schwab, CEO, eyeing spot Bitcoin trading by April of 2026, onboarding lots of clients. And then we'll discuss the latest regarding the BitBonds and all that good stuff. And if you don't know, now you know. Sorry, JV, to be absolutist here. It's all good to be an absolutist. Just be you. We need the Bukele standard. Just send it to good. What everyone in the world's doing, the crazy, the bitty, is still in the 80s. It is wild. ADGs. The silver lining is we play more of the ADGs chandy jams. Church is in session. Precisely. Sunday fun day. Let's get it. Ronin crash. Ab rocks ass. Holy shit. That's a pronunciation and a half. I'm just going to say ab. Ab rocks ass. Say that 3 times fast as possible. Let me try. Ab rocks ass, ab rocks ass, ab rocks ass. It's rough. JV, shout out to Yak. He is the new Bitcoin on your channel. Shout out Yak. I appreciate you becoming a Bitcoiner, brother. Welcome to the Team Orange. Game on, broskies. Game on. This Easter Bunny has gone mad. They're still attacking civilians. Good Lord. Peter Cottontail, what happened to you? Shout out Ronin Crash. He put Sunday Fun Day with the fam. Sermon by none other than JV himself, preaching the holy gospel of Satosh. Thank you, Ronan. Just reposted you in a reminder. All comments and quotes of the live stream do get reposted. Thanks again, Max Kaiser. I appreciate the comment on the stream. Hence, we got like now 2,700 people here. So help me blow up the stream, fam. Comments and quotes are greatly appreciated. This is how we hack the algorithm. This is how we orange pill the masses. This is how we unplug for the matrix. This is how we save others. Thy Savior, El Salvador. You know what I mean? So let's get it. You sound like a flak duck, JV. Say abraxas again. Nippinator's out for the count? No! Nippinator's down for the cause, never down for the count. Get it straight, Fairground. You're spreading FUD about Nippinator, and it's unacceptable. You're going to spread FUD, make sure it's about Peter Schiff. That's totally acceptable around here. Just to be fair. Shout out Pam Powers. Appreciate the love in the posts. Keep the comments flowing, bitty broskies. We're going to transition into our next story of the day. Hit the likes, you bunch of degens. Keeping it busy. That's right. What the That is a pissed off Easter bunny. Just attacking everyone. Mr. Cottontail. Come on now. Probably paper. Paper Bitcoin. What up, Bill B? Is that Bill Bellamy from the MTV days? Bill Bellamy. The good old days. Nips is going to give us another Nippinator indicator. I agree. 90 G's incoming. As soon as you see the Nippinator give the signal, go long. Go long. Even Warren Buffett said he would not buy all the Bitcoin even if it was $25. You believe him? Come on now. He's not retarded. Of course he would buy it all. I guarantee you he'd buy it all. So then no one else can have it. And then whoever his handlers are at the top that control the U.S. government, the government would have it all. Guaranteed. Don't believe these retards. They think we're retarded by telling you retarded things. You can't take everything they say at face value. Anyone in their right mind would buy all the Bitcoin supply at $25. Even a retard. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So if Warren Buffett was retarded, in which he's not, billionaires typically are not retarded. They're very smart. They may be evil, but retarded and evil are two different things, right? Everyone must buy Biddy or a zombie Jesus is going to beat up the Easter Bunny. Pretty much, Darth. You said it first. Happy Easter. The king has risen. I repeat, the king has risen. Speaking of the king rising, this gong strike is to celebrate our happy Easter together, family. This one is for the rise of Jesus. They are the lizard folk, JV. I got my lizard green spindrift today, broskies. Anyways. All right, next story. We're getting close to the end. Repost the stream, fam. Close to 3,000 people here right now. It's awesome. And let's see if we can flip green. We have a weekly close incoming as well. any moment. So this will be interesting. Hopefully we can just pump as soon as we flip green. But next story of the day, this is a big headline here. Charles Schwab CEO, who was recently at the White House and Trump was bragging how he just made $1 billion in a day. I spot Bitcoin trading by April of 2026, so literally 1 year out from today's date. Charles Schwab Corp CEO, Mr. Ricky Wurster, is reportedly eyeing an April 2026 launch window to provide spot Bitcoin trading services to Schwab clients. How many of you use that trading service, Charles Schwab? Let me know. And according to RIABIZ, Wurster cited a 400% increase in traffic to Schwab's crypto website as evidence of investor interest. And remember when all like the CEOs of the institutions were like, no, there's absolutely no demand from anybody. And that was like Larry Fink right before they adopted the Bitcoin ETF. There's just no demand. Nobody wants it. And they're full of shit. There's a 400% increase in traffic to their site because it's a crypto site. Of course, their investors want to, put their investments into crypto. But anyways, they say now our expectation is that with the changing regulatory environment, we are hopeful and likely to be able to launch direct spot crypto. Our goal is to do that in the next 12 months, and we're on a great path to be able to do just that. The Charles Schwab CEO's comments reflect a growing trend of traditional financial institutions adopting crypto products and offering services that blur the line between the digital asset and the TradFi world. That's right. Mr. Ricky Wurster assumed at the helm of Schwab in 2025, and in a November 2024 Yahoo Finance interview said the company was happy to provide services to clients who want to trade digital assets. Then what's up with the delay? Why did they got to wait till next year, Mr. Wurster? But at the time, Wurster told the financial news outlet, Schwab wanted to offer directly to the clients, but was waiting for the positive regulatory catalyst. And following the re-election of the Trumpster for the United States of America, Wurster said that the financial services company anticipated a much better regulatory environment to expand the digital asset services. The Schwab CEO, as you can see on your screen, previously said he did not own any cryptocurrency. Tell it to the judge. Adding that he felt silly for not investing in the nascent asset class, as it had continued to provide the outsized investment gains. Well, I guess you don't know what you don't know when you're listening to the lizard folk. And there you have it. And if you don't know now, you know. In January 2025, Charlie Schwab partnered with the Trump media TMTG to provide customized ETFs and crypto services for the upcoming Truth.fi service. Truth.fi will encompass digital asset and traditional financial services as a proposed alternative to the legacy banking system. TMTG CEO, White House official Devin Nunes, said that the goal of the TMTG is to provide an option for the individuals worried about the unfair banking practices and the cancellation, censorship, debanking, and privacy violations committed by the big tech and the woke corporations. Go woke, go broke. I'm standing by it. And if you don't know, now you know, bitty broskies. He doesn't need it. He has the sister already. Warren Buffett is set and old. Yeah, he already, so it's like in the game of Monopoly, if you already have a monopoly and own all the property on the board, would you want to change currencies and start telling people about a new currency that will overthrow your legacy monopoly? I think not. We all know this. That's why Mr. Charlie Munger was like, oh, Bitcoin. And all enemies of Bitcoin, unfortunately for them, disappear eventually. And what happened with Munger? He disappeared. It's gone, right? So be careful what you say about the biddy. You can get cursed. It's called the curse of Satoshi. And in Chandy Jam, she references this. The curse of Satoshi lives. So be careful. When you bash the pretty little biddy, you may be cursed. And it's a generational curse. It doesn't just end with your life. I mean, so I don't wish nothing negative upon anyone. It's just be careful. There is a alleged curse. That's all I'm going to say. It's called the curse of Satoshi. Don't know what's more retarded. Be living a lizard people or an imaginary sky daddy? Let me reread that. Don't know what's more retarded. Be living in lizard people? I guess I don't understand what you mean there. Or the imaginary sky daddy? I guess I don't understand that one. Maybe you're above my head, above my pay grade, apparently. Clue me in. For us plebs, what does that mean? Happy Easter, Michael Hicks. Christ is risen. This is a celebratory event. A live stream on Easter Sunday. I mixed the two up, apparently. But again, welcome. This is huge. Charles Schwab's its feed. Yeah, I believe there's millions of investors on their platform. I don't have the exact number, but I know it's massive. Potentially tens of millions. Not exactly sure if anyone knows that statistic. If so, let me know. And if you don't know, now you know, G.I. Joe. Homemade peanut butter, eggs. Whoa. I've never even fathomed eating those together. And JC's on a whole new level. What is this? I know, what's a sky dad? I was like, I had to read it twice for a double take. I'm like, what does that mean? JV chess, yes. I got a victory with my last game. I won with 2 seconds left. And I'll show you the proof of work. I was going for the win. I wanted the checkmate, and my opponent was playing to win by time, and my opponent was my brother. And so he had like almost 2 minutes on the clock, and I checkmated him with 2 fucking seconds left. Happy Easter, brother. But anyways, let me see if I can find it. There's the game. A bada boom, a bada Bitcoin. So yeah, you can see I got the checkmate. I had 2 seconds on the clock. You know what I mean? Anyways, he had 1:42. He thought he can escape. Good luck with that. It's like creating the illusion that they're going to win, just slow playing them, knowing in the back of my mind there's no fucking way I'm going to let the clock run out and lose this fucking game. I'm very competitive, if you guys couldn't tell. I don't like to lose. I don't think anyone does, but I mean, we're very competitive. JB, it is big. Hit the likes, folks. Pretty sure he was saying if you believe in the lizard, people, or God, you're retarded. If you believe in God, I disagree. I definitely believe in a divine creator. Even the lizard folk that run the world understand there's a divine creator. Unfortunately, they serve Satan, but if they didn't believe in Satan, being they believe in Satan proves that there's a God. So just want to throw that out there as well. Kathy Wood got too wet. Jeez Louise, Ronan. What are we talking? I get posts from Kathy Wood and Ark on my Facebook. Oh, nice. So is she active on Facebook? I don't really follow any of the crypto folks on Facebook because Facebook has never been like a community to express anything truthful. So I figured if you start teaching people how corrupted their money is, like they're just going to block you or, put you in jail or something. I don't trust Zuckerberg as far as I can throw him. JB, you like boxing? A big fight this month. Conor versus Ben. I'm a huge boxing fan, but I don't know who you're referencing when you say Conor versus Ben. Doesn't ring a bell. It just goes to show you the state of boxing. It's like influencer boxing has kind of taken over. But yeah, I've been a boxer and a fan of the sport since I was a kid. Me and my father used to watch the boxing fights back when Iron Mike Tyson used to reign. And I've been addicted ever since. And of course, martial art. My favorite in general is just martial arts and combat sports. So I like UFC. I like boxing and all those arts to me. JB Tweedledum on YouTube is a kid that is amazing at chess. Oh, I'll have to check him out. I do follow some chess folks. For whatever reason, I can't think of the names, but I know the biggest influencer in chess on YouTube, Japanese dude. I don't know why I can't think of the name. And I follow a girl too in her young 20s. Both her parents are like grandmasters, and I think her name's Anna. Anna Chess. Pretty good. But yeah, fun stuff. Maybe if I wasn't doing podcasts and shit about crypto, I'd probably be doing stuff about chess because I'm fascinated with the game. It's my favorite thing to do in the world, play chess. I'm a boxer because my dad watched boxing on TV. Nice. Well, I didn't say that. I trained boxing, motherfucker. I was just making a point that my father introduced me to boxing. May he rest in peace. But my best friend in high school was a professional boxer. His name was Boxer Brian Sherry. And he moved to Florida from Boston. He had a thick Boston accent. And he used to take me to the boxing gyms, and I would train with him, run 5 miles a day, do the whole 9. So I actually trained very hard, though I never competed in boxing like professionally or nothing like that. It was just like more so like a hobby, fitness and stuff like that. Never competed professionally or anything. And yes, any boxer would whoop my ass. I don't actively train boxing every day. But nonetheless, I digress. It's all good, brother. I just want to throw that out there. JB, you the best. Right back at you, Mr. Corvette. But anyways, man. Next story. You guys ready? How many more stories we have yet to go? Looks like featured story. Okay, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. So let me get a sip of the Spindrift, check the feed one more time. Reminder, all comments and quotes get reposted in real time. So if you guys can show some love, I appreciate it. Good stuff. All right. Good stuff. Okay, here we have it. All right, fam. After the infamous freeze frame, of course. All right, fam. Now for our feature story of the day. Can BitBonds really work? Well, VanEck's proposal for the U.S. to buy Bitcoin and refinance the debt. I want to break this down for you. And also, we have covered this before, the proposal to use $2 trillion, which they can print out of thin air. They could ultimately dump $2 trillion worth of their gold reserves and trade it for the Bitcoin, and ultimately acquire 2.22 million BTC. And we already know Michael Saylor proposed for the U.S. and Trump and his administration at the recent crypto White House summit for them to acquire up to 5% of the Bitcoin supply, which is, 25% of the Bitcoin supply, which is 5 million Bitcoin. So I want to break this stuff down, and then I'll give you some insights from the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, and his two Satoshis regarding this. But let's start here. At the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Summit 2025, held April 15th, 5 days ago, Matthew Sigel, head of the research over at VanEck, one of the largest asset management giants, unveiled a groundbreaking concept that could reshape how the U.S. government approaches its debt. A financial product he calls the BitBonds. This innovative bond would combine traditional U.S. Treasury bonds with a small exposure to Bitcoin, aiming to attract more buyers while lowering the borrowing costs. Now, this idea has been floated around. Under Siegel's proposal, each BitBond would consist of 90% traditional government debt and 10% tied to the Bitty value, with approximately $14 trillion in government debt maturing over the coming years. This approach could offer a new avenue for financing. Siegel emphasized the current high interest rates necessitate more attractive options for investors. By incorporating Bitcoin, the government could appeal to buyers looking for a hedge against inflation, according to VanEck's head of research. And even in a scenario where the Bitty's value plummets, Siegel argues that BitBonds can still benefit the government. For example, if issued with just a 1 or 2% interest rate, these bonds could remain cheaper than the prevailing market rates, which hover currently at around 4%. So should Bitcoin appreciate and yield returns exceeding 4.5% annually, any additional profits would be shared equally between the bondholders and the government, providing a win-win situation. However, Siegel cautioned that the Bitty would need to experience significant growth for the investors to offset the lower returns typically associated with government bonds. So everything is on the table. On the eve of Siegel's proposal, Bo Hines, who leads the Presidential Council of Advisors for Digital Assets at the White House, discussed strategies to enhance the U.S. Bitcoin reserves without relying on taxpayer funds. That's right. If we can have net neutral ways to acquire Bitcoin, they're all for it, as long as it doesn't cost taxpayers money. And there's a lot of significant viable ways we can do that. We can do that by dumping the USA gold reserves. We can do this by printing money out of thin air, or just whatever money is being wasted being sent to Ukraine, just buy some other thing in Bitcoin. Common sense. And in a recent interview with Pompliano, the CEO of Professional Capital Management, Hines suggested updating the valuation of gold certificates currently held by the Treasury. Couldn't agree more, because that's fake gold. It's just a certificate, a gold note. For lack of a better term. So it's derivatives at the end of the day. So get rid of that shit and hold the apex predator, obviously the hardest asset known to mankind. These certificates of the gold, which are recorded at just 43 an ounce, because they know it's fool's gold, are vastly undervalued compared to the current market price. As we know, we just hit a new gold all-time high of roughly just above 3,300. So adjusting this value could generate a surplus that the government can use to acquire Bitcoin. So many net neutral strategies, fam. It's not even funny. All while keeping its gold reserves intact. And Hines also stressed the importance of exploring all possible options, stating everything is on the table. The goal is to maximize the Bitty holdings through responsible and cost-neutral methods. That's the key. We will maximize the Biddy holdings. The US says, as long as it's cost neutral. And again, there's plenty of ways to do that, which we just outlined. He also revealed that the initial phase of the government's Bitcoin reserve would derive from digital assets seized in criminal investigations, criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Now, I also wanted to share some of the latest insights from Max, because he's the one who actually proposed the idea, like with the BitBonds and all that. And let's see what he has to say and chime in, and we'll go from there. China, and just some randoms. China takes the lead in the global culture war. Chinese media getting very funny and creative. Eggs in America, eh? That is kind of funny. But anyways, the war in Iraq was not a matter of terrorism, but maintaining control of the world's oil and gold. Saddam made a move. It threatened the U.S. dollar, and they needed to excuse to act. I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, here's the gold reserves right here. They wanted to seize Iraq's gold, so they pretended there was a terrorist attack, which was an insider job. And I got to be careful what I say while I'm on the tube, but I digress. You all know. Kaiser also put budget neutral, such a cowardly Bitcoin policy. Cowboy up before it's too late. I actually like that. We're going to repost that. And in response to the BitBonds, again, shout out Max for reposting my stream. He says they should, but they fear killing the US dollar. So that's why he says the US won't do it. And USD stablecoins provide a false sense of comfort and remove urgency. Stablecoins are a gateway drug to the fiat addiction. So though it is a viable strategy, he don't think it is the most likely scenario, obviously, and he breaks down why that is, because they fear it will kill the US dollar, and their goal is to keep the dollar strong. Now, I also wanted to share something very significant that caught my eyes a little earlier. Check this out. Context alert. Well, actually, it was something else before we get into the Clintons, and we all know they're evil. The Bushes are evil. There was something else here. Let's see here. This was the one. Yeah, this is the one. So I'm going to read you something very significant that Max posted earlier, and I hope you guys can repost it. Max and Stacy faced gang assassination on February 22nd, 2022 on 2/22/22. But we held our ground to fight with Bukele to win El Salvador's liberation from the MS-13. Flash forward to 2025. This motherfucker, Chris Van Hollen, sipping Mai Tais with MS-13 killers in the Sheraton, the same place JV just stayed 2 months ago, in El Salvador, on the taxpayer's dime, swapping pupusa recipes. So my first instinct was, why the what's going on? Lock these mofos up. I mean, who in the right mind would be backing these piece of terrorists, right? But it gets a little deeper. And for those who probably don't know this, check this out. February 3rd, 2022, Max and Stacy first met President Bukele at the groundbreaking BINAES library. The Bukele miracle is happening, but US-based MS-13 gang decided to terrorize the nation with 87 homicides in 72 hours. Two very high-profile, obvious targets, Americans, Max and Stacy, find themselves alone in an abandoned hotel in San Benito, awaiting certain death. We didn't run. We decided to stay and help Bukele fight for El Salvador's liberation in any way possible. I am sickened when I see U.S. politicians coming to El Salvador now for photo ops with MS-13 terrorists to score political points. Where were these grifters during the terrorist occupation? Did they have anything to say during the mass slaughter in March of 2022? Do they even acknowledge that MS-13 were exported to El Salvador from the U.S. by the Clintons? That's right. Do they apologize for the US/Soviet proxy war that nearly obliterated the country? Do any of these venal gas bags apologize for that three-letter organization's 1980 assassination on the steps of the cathedral occurred just a few yards from where this video of President Bukele and Max and Stacy were taped? No. They're all a bunch of craven parasites living off the blood and tears of others. Disgusting. And here's the proof of work. I believe this was when Max first met Bukele alongside Stacy, and this was a very pivotal time, clearly, for El Salvador. So thank God they're alive, and thank God Bukele reigned supreme, and they locked up all these terrorists. But I don't understand why they're plotting with these American politicians. Not a good look. But anyways, I digress. There you have it. There's the latest from the high priest himself, Max Kaiser, and regarding the BitBonds and all those kind of things. And welcome everyone joining us. Happy Easter Sunday and happy 420. Close to 3,500 people on the stream. I'm hoping to flip green here as the weekly close is coming in any moment. And there's a Q&A segment of the live stream. I'm going to stick around here Easter Sunday. And if we can flip green and get a little significant pump, who knows? We may flip it into a pump watch. If not, it is what it is. It is still early in Bitcoin. I was at a meetup, and there are so many people wanting to learn and understand. It's so true. So many people, in the grand scheme of things, still don't even know what Bitcoin is. Maybe they've heard of it by now, but don't understand it, nor do they understand their money, nor do they understand how corrupted the dollar is. You know what I mean? Nor do they understand inflation or how inflation is created by design and all that kind of stuff. What up, Adam? Welcome to the live stream. And let's get another gong strike this Easter Sunday. Let's get it. We're going to raise our consciousness in alignment with Christ. Bring it. Exactly. What is a Bitcoin? No clue. Bitcoin is an 8385 stablecoin. Well, for this week it is, for sure. 85, bitty baby, bang, bang, baby, baby. And if you don't know, now you know, broskies. Bukele is in bed with Sinala cartel. I'm not familiar with that. I don't agree. I'd have to look into that. So I'm just reading your comment there, Mexicahotl. As you guys recognize, I read all comments out loud, regardless of what you guys say. I find it hard to believe that he would be in bed with any of the cartels. What would be the logic in that if his goal is to clean up the cartels and the crime and the criminals? Why would he allow, if you have any reasoning for that, I'm happy to read your answer out loud. But I must say, out of all the politicians and leaders in the world, Bukele, I'm going to read you the quote from Max Kaiser. Unless I don't have it pulled up here. Never mind. I had it pulled up earlier. Bitcoin is a way of life. It is. Wop, 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 wop. Trevor, mess him up. Let the pretty little bitty freaking do its stuff. Why you trolling like ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord. It's probably a minor. They not like us. They not like us. Exactly. Bukele paid for peace. Oh, so you're saying he paid an opposing cartel for peace? Are cartels pushing peace? I didn't realize they were in the peace thing. Interesting. Okay. Jesus lives. That's right. Christ is a consciousness we can all tap into. 100%. Great show, JV. You really kept me company on a 6-hour drive. That's pretty fantastic considering it's only a 2-hour stream. So awesome. I'm glad to entertain you for 6 hours during my 2-hour stream. Shout out, James. Appreciate you, brother. JV, I think we need a little rap from you. Mess them up. You want me to spit some bars? What bars should I spit? Guide me. What do you want to hear? Or just random, whatever comes to my mind. Are we in the bull market? Ben Cohen is so bearish. I stopped following that guy a long time ago. I discovered there's more than a couple. There's a handful of perma bears that are some of the biggest influencers on YouTube and our space, and they're all perma bears. Almost like they're getting paid by the forces of evil to FUD Bitcoin, and I think he may be one. BitBonds. We can't even sell a regular bond. Let's bring back berry bonds. Short coin. Check out the video. Oh, yeah, you sent me a video. Let's scope that one out real quick. Shout out to our Oracle. She sent me something as the Easter Bunny continues attacking citizens on the street. Okay, let's see what we got here. Reports say homeless individuals have been spotted living on top of city buses in Chi-Town. Yeah, top. Police have tried to stop it. So you mean the police don't have any power to stop it? That's crazy. Let's actually take a look. That's fucking crazy. I've never seen that before. That's a first. Has anyone ever seen camping, homeless camping on buses? Let me know. Maybe it's a new phenomena. That's pretty wild. Jeez Louise. And I know Shortcoin sent me something. I didn't see it yet. Wow, that's awesome. Glamping. I don't know if you want me to show this or if it's personal. I'm not going to share it without your permission, but that's awesome. For those that don't know, glamping is like camping for people who like luxury. And apparently Shortcoin's a glamper. Very nice. Yes. Cohen is blocked. Right on. Another one is, what's his name? Soloway. The guy who's always like, Bitcoin's going to crash at 10,000 right before it pumps up 10,000. What are some of the others? When they come to mind, I'll let you know. But yeah, that is some fuzz. Yeah, that is wild. Wild, I tell you. You can show it? All right. Is that yours? Where you're actually glamping from? That's beautiful, by the way. Very nice. I would imagine you got a bed in there, a little kitchen, and everything you need for the great outdoors. Fuck tents. I'm going glamping. I prefer the glamping over the camping any day of the week. Do you have Wi-Fi in there? The $1 million question. Yeah, Jared Soloway. That's the guy. He's, in my opinion, probably paid by the forces of evil to FUD Bitcoin. He has like the biggest TV screen with the charts, and then he just makes up things as if it's true. That's the beauty of technical analysis, and that's why we call it astrology for the broskies, which was a term originally coined from Max. He used to say TA is astrology for men, and then I flipped it and started calling it astrology for the broskies, of course. Yes, that's our rig. It's beautiful. Congratulations on that. Everyone loves a little rap, JB. Spit some of the bitty bars. Bitty bars, eh? All right. What bitty bars? One of my favorite verses was from the Bitcoin Strawberry Moon track. I collaborated with Chandy on, and one of the verses was like, feeling like Voltron, I'm so on, transformed to a great ape like Gohan, I'm so bomb, yet I remain so calm. A Bitcoin Super Saiyan, so strong, this is Gohan versus Vegeta. Bitcoin is so long, like chasing the cheetah, or like Derek Jeter, chasing the Mecha, the apex predator, the matrix defeater. There you have it. Don't get me started now. We are paused at 85, like El Salvador is stalled at 58%, retrace at 5520, currently 5298. I don't understand that one, but word. Still hodling my biddies. Good man, Fabian. Good man. I knew you were a good man. Love the gramping, glamping. Everyone loves it. We love the raps. Spitting on bars. Anyways. Let me check the feed. 3,600 people on the stream. Awesome. The close is coming in here. I'm hoping to flip green. We're so close. I can feel it. Sedona, Arizona in the building. Word. Word to your mother. And your bigger brother. And if you guys aren't following my backup X account, I encourage you to do so. We only have 323 followers, rookie numbers, clearly. But if you guys can help me support the stream just by following this account, it'll mean a lot. And I use this account specifically to repost your guys' comments and quotes as the primary purpose. So it allows us to hack the algorithm. And also it serves as a backup. But it's to benefit you guys, just FYI. So if you can follow that account, I appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and repost everybody from this account. Who would Trump replace Jerome with? Exactly. They would just replace him with another suit that the Fed wants there. It's like out with one criminal, replace with another. Unfortunately. I guess the silver lining here on Easter is the highest Easter Bitcoin price we've ever had at 85. You know what I mean? So that's the silver lining. Being stuck in the 80s, at least we're stuck at the highest Easter price we have ever seen. Since the inception of the Genesis block, British soldiers are quitting because they don't want the fight in the good. No soldier should be fighting in these proxy wars. They're just using them as pawns, and they don't value their lives. That's a fact. I do not think he can. If he does, the markets would get wrecked. Wreck. Let me get it to you. Wreck it up. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Bitcoin's a pumping hard. Pumping it up. And again, welcome everyone. This is the Q&A segment of the stream. We finished the news. Feel free to drop comments and note that this is live and interactive right now. We're live and in the flesh. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube, but the comments are coming exclusively from the YouTube channel. So I encourage everyone to subscribe to cryptonewsalerts.net so you can be like us. All-time high Bitcoin Easter. That's what I'm saying. 85 G's. But it would be 100% be someone who could cut the interest rates and start printing. Who do you think they take orders from? Whoever hires them. Have you seen Searching for Bobby Fischer? Of course. I've seen every chess movie in existence. I'm a chess fan, and I saw that movie as a kid. I was a big Bobby Fischer fan. In fact, I threw Bobby Fischer on some of my rap bars when I was a teenager. You know what I mean? I even threw, it was like something like, a gorgeous athlete rip a mic and I'll autograph beats. It's like, I'm Bobby Fischer versus Boris Spassky. Remember when he beat Spassky for the world championship? Yeah. And respect Bobby Fischer. He used to call out a group of people who are in control of the world even today back then. I won't mention it, but you guys can fill in the blanks. We're on a censored channel right now, unfortunately. Trump seems to think he can get rid of the Powell. He knows he can. He just talks his shit. Come on. Trump is very smart. And sometimes we just think he don't know things. I think he knows all that stuff. I think he just likes to talk and run his mouth. That's what he does. He's always been that way. You know what I mean? Very flamboyant. I describe him as flamboyant. JV, all the other cryptocurrencies, an example, ETH, Solana, Ripple, etc. I take it these have an unlimited supply. Not all of them, but like they have, ETH has unlimited supply. That one in particular. Ripple has, I don't know the exact number. You got to look it up. But there's billions, and probably the same with Solana. Not sure the exact number. It's a very high number. But Ethereum is a literal infinity sign. If you go to CoinMarketCap and you check out the total supply, it'll just show you an infinity sign. That's not a good look. So I don't know how people could even trust a cryptocurrency where they can just print more of it, no different than the US dollar, right? Bitcoin, finite limited supply. He can pressure Congress to remove him, but he can't remove him. Yeah, so he's putting the pressure on. Maybe he's like, Jay, pal, we're going to replace you. Putting the pressure on you. We're going to squeeze you like a grape. Seedless grape, of course. Turn the printers back on. Preload money printer go burr. Exactly. Preload money printer go burr. Burr, burr, burr. Burr. Yeah, man. What else is going on besides the Easter Bunny attack? Virtually nothing. I just see Easter Bunny attack after Easter Bunny attack. Sometimes I see some extremely foul things on my timeline. I know not to click on it because I know how algorithms work, but it's like, why did that just appear on my timeline? Crazy, I say. I got to be careful what I share with you guys. And sometimes I see such offensive things, I just leave X and shut it. And I'm just like, shit. I'll come back when my timeline isn't filled with shenanigans. What are you going to do? Money machines go burr. Yeah, pretty much. Burr. Cut the rates. You got to do what you got to do. All right, where are we at? 85, spot on right now. Again, weekly close incoming. Happy 420. We're only 300 away from flipping green. Hey now. What should I play? A little Mikey Saylor for the broskies.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Bada boom. I bought a Bitcoin, baby.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
Precisely, Michael. Nailed it. Bada boom. Start printing the money. The video will go to a milli. Send it. So ready. Wait, you cannot make that face and no share it, JV? I would never share that on a YouTube stream. If we're only on Rumble or X, I'd consider it, but trust me, I'm not doing you any favor sharing it. It's like, I won't even describe it, to be honest with you. It's not a good look. Something that should be on like maybe a porn channel or something, not just randomly publicly posted. Like, I don't understand why people post sexually charged things on X. I just don't get it. It's like, this belongs on a porn site. That's why. Just FYI, if you don't know, now you know. I wasn't going to share that. The last Bitcoin bought would get pricey. Yeah, so the final Bitcoin is going to be minted in 2140, I believe. I wonder if we were to speculate, I know it's like projecting over 100 years into the future, but if you were to guess, what would the price of one Bitcoin be, the final boss, the final Bitcoin minted in the year 2140? Let me know. What do you think one Bitcoin will be trading for? Obviously, the fucking dollar. There's no way the dollar would exist in 120 years from now. But hypothetically, let's just say it did. Throw some numbers out there, and I'll entertain you. Bull times are coming. The pain is nearly over. Bitcoin well accumulated, 67.77% of the total supply. Whoa. Supply of 1.7 billion per Bitcoin. Let's fucking go. Now we're talking. So in the year 2140, the final Bitcoin is yours for a mere 1.7 billion. I'll sell it to you in advance. I'll write you an IOU. And I'll sell it for $1 million. Would you rather pay, billions or trillions or just $1 million? Fair enough, JB. I assume it was something it was something gross that a woman was doing at Coachella that should have been done on their OnlyFans, like openly in public, and someone shared it on X. I'm just like scratching my head and trying to figure out why it's being shared. Weird. So yeah, to keep your kids away from Coachella, apparently. Green, baby. We got to flip this mofo. Let's get a biddy to 100 first, baby. Dollars heading for the storms, though. It's inevitable. It's going up forever, Laura.
The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Take all your...
You feel me? Keeping it fair. Bitcoin, JB, they accumulated... Who are you referring to, or what year was this in? Who accumulated 67%? 67%? So do you mean to tell me that 67% of the Bitcoin supply is currently owned by one person, or are we talking an institution? Or I'm just trying to fathom, maybe I missed what the gist of it. Any updates on our apple cider vinegar? So Oracle gave us the recommended organic brand the other day. I don't remember. I think I took a screenshot of it. 55 years unbacked by gold is coming. What do you guys think Bitcoin will be in the year 2036? Fantastic question. So 11 years from now? Whoa. So 3 million, 2030. Number that comes to my mind is 7.7 million. That's just me channeling. Based on me channeling. AKA astrology for the broskies. 2026. What does that say? 1 million Guardians of Gaia? Whales? Oh, whales. Okay. I thought you meant like one individual. I was like scratching my head like, when did this happen? Okay, whales, obviously. Okay, so the largest holders of Bitcoin. A whale I would define as someone with over 1,000 Bitcoin. They have 67.77% of the total supply. Whales, plural. Perfect. Okay. That makes total sense. And that would be including Satoshi. That would include Michael Saylor, Strategy, BlackRock, Max Kaiser, Samson Mao, Adam Back. Yeah, I mean, Jack Dorsey, all the OGs, and they're all guaranteed whales, super whales, I might add, killer whales. Watch out. It's the Wu-Tang Killer Bees on a swarm. Yeah, 7.7 million sounds about right. Exactly. So I'm glad you confirmed my channel with Satoshi. Today is the day of Taurus, the bull. What astrology is that? What do you mean it's the day of the Taurus? Just meaning April 20th in general? Mid-spring begins. Send mid-spring, baby. As money printer go brr, pretty little bitty, rips to the upside. Do you already admit that meta planet crash? I don't understand that question either. Did meta planet crash? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Why are you asking if I admit it? Like I have any horse in the race. I have zero stock exposure. But I do understand Metaplanet's been doing fantastic, my understanding, since adopting Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. Am I wrong there? They're always buying Bitcoin, for Christ's sake. JV is a whale too? No comment. I prefer the term shrimp. The mouth of Taurus began today. Oh, good to note, Sunlight. Well, actually, I think Bitcoin adds a 0 to its value every 4 years. Boom, shakalaka. That's a 10x, right? 10x every cycle. Exactly, Chris. You're speaking my language. Therefore, 2028 will be 1 milli, 2032, 10 milli, 2036, 100 million per coin. So be it. It was written. Who am I to argue with the Bible? It was written. 7K, 300 something, 400 something. Is that euros we're speaking about? Or which currency is that? Are you in Japan? Is that why you got some skin in the game? I'm a Taurus, JV. Could be a good thing. Bullish. Let's go, Taurus. Next 30 days of the Taurus piece of the Earth sessions to mid-spring. Baby. $700 to $300 is not a crash. Oh, so are you telling me their stock price went from $7,000 a share to $300? Is this accurate? Let me know. I honestly ask because, again, I'm not a big stock guy. I only cover Metaplanet when they buy Bitcoin pretty much. So tell me what's going on there. You're a plankton, eh? 225 bear scenario, 1 million cycle peak, 420 base case for the broskies. I dig it. Nipinator says, it's going up forever, JV. Shout out to the Sagittarius. Okay, well, that's a fair play. If it crashed that much, not a good look for the stock. That sucks. Did you get caught with that stock, or is that significant to you, or just let me know? And have you ever met Satoshi, being you're from Japan? And who do you believe Satoshi is? The infamous Nakamoto. Metaplanet did not crash. So like I said, I'm not going to validate anything if I don't know it to be factual. So that's why I ask open-ended questions here. I'm an Aquarius. Well, all the greatest people on the planet are Aquarius, Oracle, so I'm not surprised. I'm an Aquarius. Oracle's Aquarius. Max Kaiser's Aquarius. Michael Saylor's Aquarius. And I got to throw in Paris Hilton. She's Aquarius. We're the greatest. End of discussion. Why is that? If I was to guess, Satoshi's Aquarius. Sorry, guys. Is what it is. Just a guess. Meta high 650, now 350. Well, didn't stocks all just get wrecked? The biggest wreckage in stock market history? Wasn't that just recently? You can't read, bro. I said month, not mouth. And season, not session. Sunglasses probably. No probs, man. Well, my bad. Sometimes I make up my own vernacular. I paraphrase. I throw my own Bitcoin slang in there. Sometimes I'm accurate. Sometimes I'm not. Could be having an off day today, brother. What are you going to do? More vitamin. I need more vitamin D. Another cloudy day back to back. I don't know what to do. Christ has risen. But where's the sun when you need it? Right, Nipinator? Nipinator's not even sweating today. He's in his bed. Crazy. They were airdropping a helicopter eggs for the kids in North Carolina. Wait, are you being serious? They're airdrop. I've never seen that one. Imagine that. Airdropping eggs from a helicopter for kids. Have they ever thought of just putting the eggs at, for example, if they're giving them away, just creating a stand and people line up and get some eggs? I'm curious why they would go through such great lengths and do that from a helicopter. Was it a PR stunt? Was it sponsored by a company? Just trying to fathom why anyone would drop eggs out of a helicopter Vitalik is an Aquarius. Don't fuck with me, Sunlight. He's no longer an Aquarius. He's now a Pisces. I changed it. They can't hold. They can't hold us down much longer. I hope not, Guardians of the Galaxy, aka Guardians of the Gaia. I mean, they can try. They're gonna try. Do you think Natalie Brunell is sexy? You put me on the spot. I'm gonna throw a yes out there. I think she is sexy. I don't think I've met any Bitcoiner broskies who said she's not sexy, for what it's worth. But yeah, respect to Natalie Brunell, Coin Stories, one of the better Bitcoin podcasts out there. Highly recommended. And I know she is a happily married woman, so always respectful to her. Just throw that out there. They couldn't reach the people, JB. Oh, are you saying from those hurricanes still? Some of the people in North Carolina, oh my God, I can't believe that. So they're without food and water? Jeez Louise. 1 million, says Guardians of the Galaxy. Or is that 1 billion? The 3 Comma Club, eh? Lots of Metaplanet prices. Don't know which is official. You got to keep it official. Sometimes you got to grab the whistle. Call them out. You feel me?
Your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin.
Anyways, again, welcome those joining us. Happy Easter and happy 420. Very significant day today. And I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in on a special holiday like this. It means a lot to me. I get to celebrate Easter with y'all, my little ones with her mom, this Easter holiday. So I appreciate you guys. Are you aware about the SEC versus Richard Hart? Result comes in on April 22nd. Hex bull run could begin. Well, I thought they already dropped everything and deemed it wasn't an unregistered security. Now with all the recent, clarity. So is it not official then yet? I assumed it was. Vitalik's January 31st. Well, at least he's not in the same month as me. That's something. There's a silver lining there. We may share being an Aquarius, but we sure as hell don't share the same month. And that's a blessing. I'll drink to that. Shots of sake for everybody. Let's go. Do you think the next leg is last for this bull? The next leg. You'd have to define the leg up. Like, are we talking 20,000? Then no. I think we're going to be in the 200,000 range as the cycle peak this year, and that's my bear scenario. Obviously, I'm a lot more bullish than that. So the only way they're surviving is helicopter drops. Good Lord. That's insanity. Let me see what's going on here in the Carolinas. Okay, they couldn't reach the people. They still can't get some of the people in North Carolina, so they dropped them from the helicopter. And that's still as a result of the hurricane. I forgot the name, but I know it affected all of you. That's so sad to hear. They're airdropping helicopter eggs to kids. Well, I guess it's a good thing, but it's just ironic that they still need help. That's the sad part. So what do they put, like little parachutes on the eggs so they don't crack? And I'm still trying to fathom how the United States or Trump hasn't sent help besides these eggs, obviously, we're hearing about today on Easter. But what the frick? As if we don't have the resources to help people in our country, but we can send hundreds of billions of dollars to the Ukraine to fight a proxy war. Like, go F yourselves, forces of evil. That's insanity, bro. They dropped it, but the SEC later asked for an extension to amend. Fuck the SEC. I'm sick of them. But anyways, stupid SEC. 100 to 150%. Fam, I got to go pick up Luna at my mom's. Love ya. Right back at you, short coin. Love and light. And send our best regards to Luna. That's funny. Nipinator's one of his best friends lives in the corner. The dog's name is Luna. So Nips loves Luna. They had a 30-day extension granted. Well, I guess is what it is. And what's going on with the SEC versus Ripple Labs? Wasn't that supposed to have been settled as well? They're still waiting for final confirmation. So the war on crypto apparently is still going on, ironic enough, even though Trump has his own NFT collections times like 5. He's has his own Bitcoin shoe collection. He has his own meme coin collection, him and his family. He has his own decentralized finance platform, allegedly, with WLFI. It's crazy. He is sending help. They need to rebuild the roads to reach some of these families. They're almost there. Good Lord. That's insane how much damage was done as a result of that hurricane. Do you think that hurricane was an inside job or a natural disaster? Honestly, just what do you think? Oracle, let me know. That is crazy, man. Jeez Louise. What would Michael Saylor do?
And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And
there you go. Financial advice coming from the Giga Chad.
if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it.
Yeah, what do I do then, Michael?
Mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
Saylor had me at hello, I'll be quite honest. My heart melted. That's good news. Paul Atkins takes the SEC chair. Well, the bad news there is Nippinator's no longer your chairman of the SEC. Nippinator was filling the gap between Atkins and Gensler when Gensler resigned, and he's a little sad. He's still a little down, little guy. But show Nippinator some love. Support the Nip. HAARP, definitely. If you look at the radar from that night, it's obvious. Well, great minds think alike. A lot of the natural disasters, I genuinely believe, are manufactured as well using advanced technology such as HAARP. So cheers. That's crazy, but that's the clown world we're living in. I mean, I believe the Haiti earthquake that devastated Haiti, and Bill Clinton stole all the resources along with the lizard folk. I believe that was using that as well. I believe a lot of the biggest natural disasters are all 100% engineered, just as they lied to us that the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour through infinite space. They lie to us about everything. Anything they say, just assume it's a lie, because it's not in their best interest to tell us the truth. It's in their best interest to control, manipulate, and destroy us financially and physically. And a great example of that is the dollar, inflation, printing money, and the no-vid jabs. And if you don't know, now you know. You feel me? I still have downed trees and debris in my yard. We must get a check from our insurance company 8 months after Helene. Wow. Did you? So 8 months after. So that was the name of that one, Helene. So did you actually get the check, or are you awaiting that check? Meaning, did the insurance company pay the people, or did they just create excuses on why they can't and file for bankruptcy and screw everybody? Shit, dude, you're a flat earther? I mean, all the greats are. Dude. JV loved your haircut. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Nothing like having a fresh cut. You feel me? I believe in God's word. I believe the earth is precisely how God describes it in Genesis. Nowadays, you can believe in God's word in the Bible, or the pseudoscientists. If you believe in the pseudoscientists, you're going to believe the earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. Infinite space, bro. And you'll probably believe Katy Perry was just in space. However, if you believe in God's word, God tells us the earth shall not move, and that there is a firmament which cannot be penetrated, meaning space is fake, you artards. However, if you believe in pseudoscientists, then you're going to believe the round earth model, unfortunately, which is all propaganda, right? If that's the if that's the core narrative that your government teaches you, why don't you question what they tell you, right? Did you not question COVID with the lockdowns when they put the entire world in a fucking prison at their own house? Did you not question the bullshit mask mandates? Did you not question the poison jabs and why they were forcing and coercing you to get it? You know what I mean?
You can have a hamburger for free at McDonald's with these poison French fries if you take the poison that day.
So Fauci pushes the pseudoscience. Neil Tyson Degrassi pushes the pseudoscience. And all the mainstream people who have been tainted are all pushing the same shit. And that includes Elon and all these cocksuckers, you know what I mean, who have sold their soul to Satan. But I don't care if you don't believe me, so it's all good. You can believe the earth is spinning. I don't give a fuck. So be it. God doesn't describe the whole thing, only spoke about the Garden of Eden. I've read the Bible numerous times, you know what I mean, and he does describe it. And there's like dozens and dozens of quotes from the Bible in which God describes the earth. So I don't believe that. But again, teach their own. God made us in his own image, fact. Of course, I took no jab or test. Well, I'm glad that you question that. And the same way you question that, you should be questioning the reality of everything you were taught since you were a child. Because the Rockefellers are the ones in control of the government system, or I should say the public school system, which is a fancy word for government school system. Right? They also teach us we come from monkeys and that God isn't real. So, I wonder why they're pushing space. It's the opposite of God's word. Be respectful or I will ban you. Exactly. The only one who can be disrespectful is yours truly. God made us in his own image, pretty much. That's what it says. God is a lizard? No, absolutely not. God is not a lizard. Are you saying you're a lizard? Because man was created in God's image. I believe there's another race of beings, which are reptilian. Made in Satan's image, maybe more accurate. Matthew 28:6. He is not here. He has risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay. Thank you for the beautiful quote, Matthew 28:6, Tammy. In the beginning, there was 4, God and Goddess and Adam and Eve. Not Adam and Steve, broskies. Notice there is no Steve in there. F that, fish that, walk out of what? Now we'll be able to work? I guess I don't understand that one either. But anyways. What would Michael Saylor do?
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best.
There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin. And it goes da-doing. Let us make them in our image. Male and female, he created them.
There's no second best crypto asset.
Let's go. We just smashed 4,100 people on the live stream. Keep the comments flowing, broskies. Again, we have the weekly candle closing, I think, here in 5 minutes. And we're floating above 85. Good sign. And we're about to flip green. We're only 300 away. Do you think Trump is a lizard? I think he's a real human being with a real human soul, but I do believe he is a part of their secret society. There's a big club, and you and I are not in it. My personal belief is the Democrats and Republicans have the same controllers at the very top, and they're two completely opposite, polarized, belief systems. But no matter what it's like an illusion of choice. So, in my opinion, the Biden administration played the obviously bad people, and the Trump administration actors, in which they all are, play the good people. But some people are so misguided, they actually believe the Biden administration were the good people, which is kind of funny. But I don't trust any of them. I'm going to be 100 with you. I trust God. I trust Jesus. I trust Nip. I trust myself. That's about as far as my trust goes. Shit, is what it is. Been lied to my whole life. Do you have to send you a case of blood orange tangerine Spindrift, JV? You may have to. Now, I'm sure I could figure out how to get it online if I go directly to Spindrift, but I appreciate the reminder. I must try that out. Today I'm sipping the lime, fam. Image of God on earth.
It isn't slightly different. Bitcoin. Bitcoin.
Bitty bitty baby, bitty bang bang, bitty bitty bang bang. Hot Nick spit flame, a lava pump through the veins.
Right, Bitcoin's a bank in cyberspace.
I think they are all lizards, my 2 cents. So here's the thing. I said I don't believe he is a lizard. I didn't say I didn't think he was controlled by lizard entities. There's a difference there. So I do believe the people at the top are not really human and most likely some form of reptilian being or non-human being for those that can't accept a reptilian being a real physical being. I mean, I do believe in shapeshifters and I do believe in mask. And I think there's multiple versions of Biden we have seen. Obviously, the same version. I've seen like a dozen different versions of Biden over the past 4 years. So, yeah, I mean, make of it what it's worth. I don't even know if the current Alex Jones is the original Alex Jones because he looks completely different to me. I do believe they're all Freemasons. I do believe that Tucker Carlson is tainted as well and compromised, and McGregor, all your leaders, like virtually everyone. That's why I respect Bukele so much. I genuinely believe he's a good guy who hasn't been tainted by the lizard folk, and I really can't say the same about any other world leader. I hope I'm wrong. I hope many people aren't compromised, but that's what it is. Fire Dragon, where you at? Bitcoin will prevail. Precisely. We have the biddy, so we're good. Refill your torches. So I think I mentioned last week, I thought I refilled them properly, but when I tested them, they weren't working, so I got to attempt it again. That is kind of weird. But you're right. We got to bring the sage back. Definitely. One way or the other. So we're going to bring the sage back.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
And again, this was worthwhile to repeat. Bitcoin prices historically over Easter, the year of the first halving was 2012, right? $5. How many of the biddies would you have bought if it was only $5? Crazy, right? That ultimately means you get, what is that, 20 for $100? 20 Bitcoin per hundo. Get them while they're hot, brother. And something I want you to pay attention to is the year preceding each halving. Notice the massive jump. So, for example, 2012 was halving year. Following year of 2013, massive jump. It went up literally from $5 to $93. Then the next halving was in 2016. It was only $418. The following year in 2017, $1,100. And then in 2020, it was $7,000. The following year, 2021, $58,000. And then you notice in 2024, it says $70,000. And thus far, we're only at $84,000. So I think it's mind-boggling. People believe that the top is in already for this cycle. I disagree. Hex is like the dragon's Mog, fire-breathing dragon who guards the gold. Look at where Tucker and McGregor had their interview. I know, that's why I mentioned it. They're at the second largest, most famous Masonic lodge in the world in Ireland, and I recognize the checkerboard, and I recognize the Freemasonic handshake. I'm also well aware Trump is a Freemason from the Scottish Rite. They're all Freemasons. They're all in the same club. They're all actors, and they're all playing us. Minus Bukele. I don't have any dirt on Bukele. And I got dirt on everybody, even Nippinator. I call him out from here and there. Nippinator's being blackmailed right now. I'm like, Nippinator, you don't get your act together, I'm exposing you. And so, I mean, it's what it is. Don't worry, JB. I drive my vets down the road. My biddy is in the pocket. Hey, now. Hex is like the dragon. Well, can smelt it and magically make more, minter, burner, melter if you stake it for the interest.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I like that. But anyways, it's the top of the hour. I'm not going to keep you guys. It is Easter Sunday, so I want you to spend extra time with your family. Otherwise, I'd flip it into the pump watch, but I want you to spend time with your family this special day. And thank you for spending your special day with me and Nip. It means the world to me. Thank you for all the support. I'm wishing you a very blessed rest of the holiday. Happy 420. Happy Christ has risen day. Happy Easter, family, and I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic stream, I promise you. The Sailor Tracker, considering he did the post today, will most likely have a big Bitcoin acquisition announcement from Strategy B, and hopefully that pumps the entire markets. But nonetheless, take care, family. I'll see you soon. Deuces. I can pull the bitty girls everywhere. What does it require? You just need a Bukele hat. Keep hope alive.